Welcome to this BVTV Today's Leaders podcast, coming to you from the UK studios of BizVision. I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. This is episode 2 in a trilogy with Sabine Gedeon. Hello again, Sabine.
Hi, Malcolm.
Oh, wow. We did not start off episode 1 with some energy from you. Have you got plenty left?
Oh, plenty.
Right. So let's build on inspirational episode 1 and start to help our women entrepreneurs get their business going and gain momentum. It's the hard part, isn't it? Especially if you're having to lead a small team and that may not be your area of expertise. What's your thoughts and advice here?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think about leadership just at its basic fundamental definition, right? It's the ability to influence others. And before you can influence anyone, I think it's very clear, especially if you're starting a business or even if you've had a business for a while, that your mission and your vision are very clear to you. Not the long statements that we put on walls or that we put on our business plan, but why did you start the business? What is the ultimate why? What is the ultimate goal for you in this business? What impact it's going to make, whether it be on your customers or the entire world. So getting very clear on that mission and vision so that you can then communicate that to your team. Because regardless of whether or not you have expertise in a particular thing, I do think when we start out as solopreneurs, right, we're finance, we're HR, we're IT, we're all these things to a certain extent. But once you begin to outsource or once you begin to bring on people in your team, you have to be able to communicate like, hey, this is the vision, this is the North Star where we're headed, and this is how I am hoping that your skills, your expertise can help support us to get there. So once you've identified, clarified, and then communicated it, I think it's very important the next step. Give your team the tools and the resources that they need to fulfill their tasks, to be successful. At the end of the day, it's no good if you have someone who is really, really good at analytics, right, for all of your stuff, and they don't have a computer or they don't have, software that would allow them to get the information for you. So being very mindful and communicative with your team to understand what do you need to be successful, and then providing them the resources. Because at the end of the day, once you step away from that solopreneur mindset and the solopreneur of doing everything, your next shift is, how do I delegate? How do I lead through others? How do I get stuff done through others? And then lastly, you got to hold people accountable. I know that this is a challenge for leaders, especially new leaders, because you want to be nice. You want to be kind. You think you're being kind. But when you are, losing money, or people are demotivated because they're not seeing the impact of their work, it's not helpful. So setting clear goals for people, setting clear milestones, and when they miss it or when there's a challenge, having that conversation, understanding, okay, well, was it a lack of resources? Was it, an unrealistic expectation? Did we not have enough time? And being okay with having those open, honest conversations with your team members, still around the focus of what do you need to fulfill the mission and the vision.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, and one little squeeze in extra question there then. Mm-hmm. This is a hard time at the moment, and you and I talked before we went on air about the uncertainty and lockdown and all that sort of thing. It's a time when leaders have got to be a lot more compassionate and caring in my mind. But I also thought that the word gratitude should be used a lot more. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, that's a powerful observation. Yes. I think about especially the smaller companies, at least here in the US, right? Restaurants, they have gone through it for the most part, the restaurant entertainment industry. And you saw like people were quitting, right? Because they now had unemployment that paid them more. And now these restaurants can't get people to come work. And I think that's an important lesson for us to take away, that your employees they are the business. Without employees, you have no business. And so really posturing yourself to put the employees first. Yes, the customers bring in the money, but the employees do the work that bring
Yeah.
in the customers, that bring in the money, and keeping that at the forefront of your mind. And so a lot of companies now, they're giving extra time off, or they're giving extra bonuses, or, they're actually having conversations with people and saying, hey, how are you doing, from a genuine place. I do think that gratitude shows up in many different ways. It doesn't have to be monetary. It can just be investing in, the person themselves, and really understanding how you can support the whole person who is coming to support your business.
Okay. Thanks, Sabine. Now, may remind our audience of your URL, your website address, which obviously viewers you can see on the screen behind me. But for listeners, let me spell it out. It's all the W's, Sabine, which is Sabine, Sabine Gedeon. Now, it's Gideon, is this how it's pronounced? But it's GEDEON.com. Sabine GEDEON.com. Your book is called Transformed, The Journey to Becoming. Make no mistake, running a business can be exciting, but also challenging in many ways. My wife, Kim, and I know that running BizVision together, we've been doing it for over 20 years, so the road is not always smooth, but I trust you found Sabine's experienced advice of true value. Episode 3 is coming up. Thanks, Sabine.
Thank you, Malcolm.